Okay. Oh, here we go. We're live. It worked.
Nice.
Yep, we're live.
Yeah, it just popped up on my LinkedIn.
Yep, I'm on mine too.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we have audience members already, and they should be able to hear us. How are you? How is everyone today? There's a few people. We're gonna give it a few minutes here and let everybody join. So we
All
thank you
right.
for taking the time out of your busy schedule. And we're going to go through the quick itinerary for the day is we're going to go through our value proposition, just give some highlights on who and what we are and what we do here at SourceOwls. And then we're going to go over pretty much soup to nuts on what the platform does and, the and we're going to just dive in. This is going to be an open session for everyone. So bottom of your screen, you should have a chat function as
I
well
do.
as it says people there as well. You can see the people in the chat. I believe everyone should have a chat on theirs as well. We're just trying this new Riverside software out for the first time, so bear with us if we're a little clicking around a little bit. But I'm going to just write a quick hi to everybody, and if everyone can see that's listening, just write a hi back, and so we know you're there and that you're hearing us. Okay, great. Thank you, Erica. Perfect. So everyone hears us, and we're live. And by the way, this is also live streaming um, on LinkedIn too. So we may have a lot of people on this call today. We had about 300 people sign up, so we're really excited about doing these sessions. We're also going to be doing these sessions, just so everybody knows, on a weekly basis, starting in possibly next week or the week after. And we're going to be going through the nuts and bolts of this for new folks as well as folks that want to just learn a little bit more about how to function on the platform. And feel free, Kim will moderate that for me. Um, and we'll answer your questions throughout the call as well. All right. So let's kind of dive in here and started. So first, I'm gonna just log in. So this is our home page, and to log in, you simply click on log in here. I'm already logged. Kind of just went into right onto the
Oh, here we
dashboard.
go.
But when you log in,
We're
this is going to
live.
be your that you're going to
It
go
worked.
to. Okay, so everybody should be
Nice.
somewhat familiar with the page, but I'm going to go over kind of the key
Yep,
functions
we're live.
and
Yeah, it
what.
just popped up on my
I'm sorry, Kim.
LinkedIn.
Kim.
Yep,
That's not me.
Oh,
I'm
that's
on
not.
mine too.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we have audience members
Oh,
already.
hang on a
And
second.
you should be able to hear us. How are you? Hold on one second. Just getting some feedback from my live session, I believe. How is every? There's a few
All right,
people. We're
hang
gonna
on. I
give
gotta
it a
figure
few.
out
How to? Okay, I just muted that. That was a technical glitch that I was talking about. Sorry about that, everyone. So this is the dashboard page that you go to first, right on the home page. So just to get you familiar with this page, I'll just scroll through this. This is how many candidates since your profile was born. This is how many candidates were declined. This is how many were approved. This is your approval ratio. So when you submit candidates, the system does track a lot of different types of metrics. So it tracks the first and foremost thing that it tracks, and I think most importantly, is it tracks your submission to approval ratios, and that directly affects your source owl status. Okay, so at this profile here, is at a 56% approval ratio. Therefore, it's a true owl, which is our highest payout. I'll talk about how to get and understand more about the payouts in a few minutes. Um, and then first step, if you're new to the platform, what you're going to want to do is review jobs. Okay. Reviewing jobs is pretty simple. You click on find jobs, and these are all the jobs underneath that are open and available for you to submit candidates to. Do note that you could sift between direct employer jobs or agency. Simplest way I can explain the difference is direct employer jobs are jobs that the candidates are going to either one of our internal account managers directly to the company themselves. And how you could tell about that is right here. It'll say the company name. It'll be a direct hire. So if I click on direct hire jobs, these are all being managed by us except for this one. This one is a self-managed account. So your candidates are going directly over to the clients when you submit a candidate to that job. Agency jobs, we have to change this agency to the agency's name. I'll do that later today. I just saw that yesterday. Our agencies like Diamond Standard Recruiting, they have a client that they're recruiting for. So when you click on here, it'll give you all of the details. It'll give you also the details about their guarantee. It'll tell you what the company's name is, what the company hiring company's website is, so it's fully disclosed, as well as the client benefits, and finally the job description and questions that you must answer prior to submitting the candidate over for review. You could also print this page out by clicking there. I just clicked on the job title over on the left-hand side to get to that. And then, of course, you could look at all jobs as well. So that's that function. I'm going to next go through this area in here. And if anybody has any questions in chat, just let me know. You can interrupt me. You're on my other computer there.
Yep.
So that's the find. And then we have all your active engagements. So once you submit an engagement out, I'm going to go back over to here. Once you submit an engagement, say you want to work on this job, you're going to tell the system or the job poster why you're the right recruiter to use on this search, and you're going to click send. That's going to send them an email. They're going to go back into the system. They're going to review your profile, and either accept or decline you on that position. An instant submit is only available to those that subscribe. I'm a subscriber, so it actually will go to an instant submit in that case. But if you're not, it'll pop up a window and says you have to upgrade your plan to get to instant submits. You can get to your plans by selecting on the left-hand side there, my plan, upgrading. Instant submit just means you don't have to request an engagement. You could submit your candidates instantly to that job poster without getting an engagement. Because if you ask for engagement and that engagement is declined, you will no longer see it on your platform and you will be unable to candidate. So if you have a candidate for the job, you can submit that candidate right on the platform. We highly suggest that you engagement prior to working on any job on the platform. It's important to note because once jobs either go into private mode or they get closed out, they can leave this page and you will not be able to view that job afterwards. So always request engagements. You get 5 engagements for free. You could always upgrade and get engaged in the search, and then an effort to recruit on that job. Now, don't just request engagement for any search. Make sure that you and thoroughly review the job description. You're going to spend time and effort into that search because we do analyze your performance every time you engage on a new search. Benefit that you engage in a search, work the search, and submit candidates to that search. Because if you do not, that will throw off your numbers eventually. Engagement to submission ratio, which we provide the client. So they may look at your profile and say, oh, this person's engaged candidates. We also look at the time it takes you to engage and submit your first candidate. So there's a bunch of different metrics behind the scenes that job posters may look at to consider engaging with you or not. Okay. And as we grow, those engagements and your profile performance is going to become more valuable over time as the usage of the platform continues to grow. So once your engagement is accepted, your engagements go into what we call active engagement status. Now, this profile doesn't have any active engagements, but it would simply say, it would be green and it would say active here. Okay. When the positions are closed, we give the reason why it's closed, filled internally, or whatever the case may be. Test account, I say company blew up. I have a sense of humor. So, but when we do some testing, they will, you will get an email. By the way, with emails, we have over 70 email notifications in the platform. So you'll be emailed a lot of different things. If somebody messages you, when your engagements are accepted or declined, you'll get emails for all that. When you submit a candidate, you'll get an email. The candidate gets an email confirming the submission, all that kind of stuff as well. So the platform, a lot of that stuff on the backside for you. Okay. Let's say instant submits. If you have any instant submits that were accepted, they'll show up here. Any hires will show up here. And then new engagements will show up here. What this is, really want to focus on this for a second, because this section, when you build up your profile, how to do that in a second, so that job posters will seek you out. Let's say you have a specialty in medical sales roles. That's what you specialize in. And let's say a job poster is in the medical device sales industry and they send you a job to work on, it will show up here. And you can either that you can review the job description. Actually, I went into a different spot there. Sorry about that. Error click. Let's go back over to here. I meant to click on this one. So this is the job description. You can review that job description and say, oh yeah, I'd like to work on this job. And if you accept this job, okay, then that goes into your active engagement section here. Okay, now it's over in now you could submit candidates to this job. Now, do note, if you have any engagements that are sent to you by job posters, they do not count against your engagement requests limit. So if you are on the free package, in this case, I'm on the premium. I have 20 engagements that I can have active at one time. If you're on the free package, and you'll have 5. If you get an engagement pushed to you and you accept that engagement, it does not count against your engagement limits. So, so these are basically because you're doing well and you've attracted a poster to send you an engagement request. Okay, so those are some benefits there. Another thing is, I'm going to skip down to this section here. It's brand new. I think we sent you out, or we're sending you out, how important this page is now and how important it will be in the future as well. On the client side, they have a whole search function where they can search you out your recruiting expertise. So it's important that you update this page. How you update the page is you come over to here and you click on right next to David, and you click on my profile, and it'll bring you to this page, and you can edit it. Come here and hit my profile here. You can edit your location. These are the location types that you're recruiting in. your industry types, your job types, and the type of projects you're interested in. I recommend you put some nice pictures up here of you, of any type of logos or anything like that. That's going to emphasize your background. You could also put videos of yourself if you wanted to do a nice video of who you are and what makes you different. You can also upload a video. You just simply click on here and you add a new file. You could upload a video file, or you can upload photos of yourself as well. Okay, so that's how that section works. These are all your statistics on your platform usage, your join on date, your last login, your average time to submit a candidate, your engagement to submission ratio, that's your approval ratio, your inbox response time, how fast and quickly you're responding to messages. 7 days is really unacceptable, but this is just a test account. And your average number of submissions per engagement that you're approved on. So that's why we don't recommend you join it, get on a search and jump off a search, get on a search and jump off a search. This number will be very low if that does happen. Okay. Reviews. I don't have any reviews here, but if I did, there would be stars and there would be a nice, every time you submit out a candidate, that candidate goes to interview. We ask each client to review and they star rate you on 3 or 4 different items. And they also can put in some comments, and that would show up here. Your description. I recommend you put in a nice description of who you are, what you do. You can just click edit and pop in your description. FAQs is just a further enhancement of your profile. This profile has some FAQs. They're just basic, drop downs of who you are and what you do. How I did this really quickly, and what I would recommend everyone do. Say go into ChatGPT, and I will reference that a few times. ChatGPT on this call. It's really easy. It's free. You sign up, and you can say, give me 10 or frequently asked questions. I'm a recruiter and I focus in these areas. And you can just put, I've been in business for this amount of time. I work on these jobs, and click send, and it'll make all the FAQs for you, and then you just paste them right in your FAQ section. It could be done in literally 5 to 10 minutes. And then you go into your other section where you have your different languages, what you speak, what you write. This is important that you come in here and add these. Clients will go into the platform and say, I need a Spanish speaking or any language, a Spanish recruiter that also writes in Spanish or whatever the case may be. And you can and add in all your different languages and things of that nature, and then click save, and those get saved in. Clients can search against that. Down here is our privacy. Your profiles do get posted to the internet as well as to our job posters. Shut that down if you want. You could review it if you want, hear what's posted live. It's just your first name and some of your analytics get posted online. And then your website link, make sure your website or your LinkedIn link is correct up in the right-hand corner. All right, so Kim, any other questions on this? You haven't done much talking, but I understand that you're not feeling the best today, so that's okay.
No, you're up while you were going through it all. Not questions for me. We do, have some questions that usually people ask who are interested in joining the platform, but would certainly love to just open it up and see if there are any questions. If anybody wants to put anything in the chat right now, we of course can go over some of the questions that we hear every day, but please feel free to type anything out if there's a question you have about the platform or how you could join, how you could utilize it, any questions that you might
All right.
have. I'll give you
In the
just a couple
meantime,
seconds and
while
we
you
can
guys
just
think
start
of some
going
good
over some of the
questions
frequently asked questions also.
in a minute. So it's important to know on the platform that once your engagement request is accepted by a job poster, that opens up communication. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that is you could review by clicking on this envelope, you can review all the communication that has happened publicly for this job in the past. So you could see that this is a hot and urgent opening that was posted by Jill Bonner. She's the job poster. These don't have, these are grayed out, which means there's no messages in here. Okay. So that's one thing is make sure you look at the envelope specifically when they're red, that signifies that there's some message in there. Now, when you are engaged on a search, on your active engagements, then you could also click on these over here. And like this one has nothing in it. If I were to click on it, there's nothing there because it's gray. If it's red, it has stuff in it. This is one of the jobs that I work on. So I give a lot of feedback here. And, you know, this is my last posting. It gives the date when I posted it and all that kind of stuff. And then this message, because it was, this profile was engaged, they can click on here and it goes into here, and then I could actually send I could send a message to, well, in this case myself, but the job poster, if I have any questions or anything like that. So that in order to unlock the two-way communication or ask any question, you have to be engaged on that search. You can't ask questions. The notifications are locked. So to unlock that, you have to be engaged on the search. Like this one here, I've been accepted. I click on it. I could type a message and say whatever I want to the job poster. I click send. I'm not going to, but in that case, that message would go right over to whoever posted that specific position. It could be, is this position still available? It could be a follow-up message. It could be a question about, you know, maybe I have a candidate, but they're a few $1,000s over the compensation. Would they be interested? All that kind of stuff can be accessed right through the communication right on your dashboard. Okay. So that's important to note.
We do have a
Another
question
thing
from
is,
Adriana.
go ahead. Yes.
She was just saying she's interested in joining SourceOwls and just wanted to know about the process to join. So it's pretty simple. You just go to sourceowls.com, which we can show you this also.
Going right there.
Yep, I see you.
All right.
And then you'll go to the
You could
recruiter tab that Dean's clicking on and apply now.
select one of these. In your case, you can select the free one. That's fine, and then you apply. And after you verify your phone number, you'll have to ask. There's a few other questions you'll have to ask. You go through the process. It's fairly simple. It'll take you maybe 5 minutes or so to complete, and then we review and approve your app.
And for those of you
Right.
who may be wondering, the difference in the free version and the paid versions, you'll be able to see that when you go there. However, the biggest differences are how many positions you can work on at a time, as well as the fact that we do give you access to Signal Hire. For those of you who aren't familiar, it's a great tool for sourcing phone numbers, email addresses, candidates. And there are more credits included in those higher level packages as well as the instant submits that Dean was showing you are not included at the free version, but they are as you go up in those other packages. And we always could give you more information if you have any questions on that.
Right. I would suggest starting out with the Owlet beginner package, and once you get familiar with it, then the great thing here with, like, let's say this package here is you do have 75 credits per month. Uh, Signal Hire is not our tool. We do not support Signal Hire. However, it's embedded into our tool, and we give you a off of their regular rates. You can get email addresses and phone numbers of candidates, and you can search for candidates on their sourcing tool. So it's great. It's an inexpensive for you to get 75 credits per month and get all the other benefits that the platform has to offer as well. Or you can go to these other two options as well. We're going to be adding more things to those buckets in the future, but right now it's mainly the signal hire, the instant submits, and having access to more active, engaged jobs. Um, so next, I wanted to talk about the candidates section. All your candidates, by the way, get sorted and stacked under this category, and you can see their resume here. You can see their status. Like if you had a job, let's just say it's I have a lot of test jobs in here, but let's just say it's this one, see all the candidates I submitted to that. I can just simply do that, and then I can see the status of all those candidates. Like already candidate from another source, no relevant experience, resume is not a match, and this one was put on hold. So you could see all of the statuses in one place, as well as your ranking, what they were and the reward that you receive. This is not a split of reward. This is what you receive is all right here for you under candidates. To submit a candidate, you would need to go to submit. Relog in. Hang on. To submit a candidate, there's a few ways actually. You can go to your active jobs, which I think is a better way. You could either select here, which I prefer, or you can go here. If you have multiple jobs, um, it's easier just to click on submit candidate, and then you go, and then it defaults to job that you selected. It gives your fee. It gives your status. This case, I'm a true owl. I can upload the resume. I can fill in the form with your write-ups. Um, Write-ups are very important to a job submission. A write-up and a candidate resume are one of the two. I consider it almost more important than the first interview. And the reason why is this is what the client is actually seeing when you submit the candidate. Nowadays, I would just go in here and I type whatever, and I would flip this over to Chat GBT and let Chat GBT write it in there, and just make sure it all is accurate. And you can do that really quickly and efficiently, and then answer the questions on the candidate. You do have to interview, phone or conference interview every candidate prior to the platform. You agree that you've read the terms and conditions of SourceOwls. You agree that you have spoken to the candidate, and the candidate, you've conducted a full skills assessment, and the candidate, and you've also certified that the candidate is given to submit their resume. So you agree to that, and then you submit your candidate for the job. Okay, it's a pretty simple process. It shouldn't take you more than like 5 minutes or so to fill this out. One other thing, just as far as usability, make sure when you come on this form that you go through the whole form. I'm not saying rush through it, but I'm saying don't let this sit, take a phone call or two, and come back to it, because it does sometimes time out on you, and I would hate for you to lose your work. So if you're going to be away for a copy, paste any pertinent information onto a Google Sheet or whatever it might be, so that you don't have to rewrite it over and recreate the wheel, because I know time is important to everybody on the call. some FYI stuff on submitting over a candidate. Another thing, when you submit candidates in the platform, make sure they're not jumpy candidates. Make sure they're well vetted out. They meet criteria. Um, we want candidates that have experience, that have good pedigree, that also have any industry experience client is looking for. Don't just fling resumes and paper around on the platform. Your SourceOwl status will decline, and so will your payouts over time as well. So do a good vetting and interview process on your candidates prior to submitting them on the platform. Next, if you want box, what messages you have, things like that. That's over here. Let's say I wanted to send an email to Josue. I can just click on his name, type in the message, click send, come up here like in kind of like a chat forum, and you can send messages to anyone. You could also, or a person, let's say it's Josue, okay, and you just click on him again, and it comes right there. So that's pretty simple. We are slotted to do a whole overhaul of our communications module in the up and coming months, but right now this one it works pretty well, and it's pretty simple to use. Okay. When you click on Signal Hire, remember we do not support Signal Hire. It's not our product, but you get all your credits for Signal Hire. So this one, you open up your page with the free account, you get 10 free credits for Signal Hire, and you can go through their process. We're going to do a deeper dive on Signal Hire. I can spend an hour through all the different functions of Signal Hire, but it's basically a search tool. So if you come in here and you could search for a title, you could search for an industry, you can create buckets up here, like different projects, input. So go to LinkedIn and create different projects and put people in different buckets. So it's a really powerful tool. But again, I don't have enough time to really go into that super deeply, but we will be doing sessions, more deeper dives on Signal Hire as well. Okay. My plan, we
And
went
if
there
you have,
before.
topics that you want covered in the future as well, feel free to reach out. Like Dean mentioned, we're trying to do these weekly. So we will be covering a variety of topics and love hearing from others what they're most interested in hearing from us about. So please feel free to do so. We are just a little bit past 3:30 right now. Would love to answer any questions if anybody else has any. And then, of course, Dean, you can go ahead and show the Facebook page as well.
Sure. So I just wanted to mention on the platform, there is a section over here called Community. You can click on that and go over to our Facebook page, which we have a community of, if you have any questions or anything like that, we do monitor the questions, and other people from the Source Owls team will answer those questions and support you as well. But first and foremost, if you have any questions, you can come down here and you could send a note to us on our chat function. And that is for free. And you could just send us any questions that you may have right on that chat bot as well. We usually get to those questions almost immediately during business hours. If we don't get to them immediately, we reply back via email, usually within an hour to 2, 3 hours during the business day. If it's on the weekends, back on Monday or the next working day.
And that's
Um,
one of the things that I think a lot of people ask, and also generally really like about the platform, and that I've heard and just speaking with our source owls that they say is different, is how much communication you're able to have, not only with us, and if you have a question about working in the platform, you're able to utilize that chat function or reach out to an actual person. But also with the clients, with the agencies, you know who they are, there's full transparency. You can communicate. There's a lot of intake calls held or recorded for you to listen to. I think a lot of people see that as a big differentiator that really helps them be successful. So I think you guys will see the same thing, but I hear that often, and it's usually a question of, what's different about some of the other platforms I've worked within, and that's one of the big things there.
yeah, absolutely. We really, really put an emphasis and focus on making sure that we're transparent, making sure that we answer all of your questions thoroughly. If you have any problems on the platform or you can't figure anything out, we have a whole ticket. We will get back to you and to your questions. If you want to disengage on any jobs, just ask chat and we'll disengage you on those jobs as well. You can't disengage yourself on the jobs. We have to do that within our chat for you. We have no problem doing that, and we'll do that very quickly. We want a working relationship with all of our recruiters, and that's why when you disengage in jobs, we want to do that with you. We want you to know that we're there to support your effort at every step of the way. Your success is literally our success. If you're not making placements, then we're not making placements, and both of us are not making any money and fulfilling client obligations. You have any questions on if job posters aren't getting back to you, or you're having a search, we will find the most solution to that, whether it's recommending you just disengage in the job and work on something else. If we have too many people that have issues with the client, we've divorced clients before. We monitor each and every submission on our platform. So in other words, when you submit a candidate in, we give the job poster 48 hours candidate. If we don't get a review after 48 hours, we send them an email. After another 48 hours, if it's still platform not reviewed, we actually call them and we've done it in the past. We value your time, your efforts. When we have to shut down jobs, it's painful for us, but we'd rather shut the job down than to spend more recruiter time on that specific job. We want you to fill jobs. We don't want you to just submit candidates. Another thing that I wanted to just mention here is our frequently asked questions page. I got to that from clicking on FAQs. Sorry if I'm going a little fast. I tend to do that. That's why I go back. But we have another recording here that I've walked through on a similar type of call. There's everything from subscription value explained, new source owls to the system. We have some videos in there, types of source owl recruiters and payout, communicating with job posters. I think we went over that a little here today, and all the different things that I went over today are also located in our frequently asked questions area, which I highly you listen to our videos and read the content. I mean, it probably would take maybe 2 hours to go through this and read everything, if that. And you'll get
It's
a
great
lot
because
of
you have a place to go
video.
back to and reference afterwards, and then
Yep.
you know it's there. But if you have a question again, you'll kind of be able to quickly go back and refresh your memory. I speak to our team members daily, and most who have gone through that say that it answers 98% of their questions, if not all. It's always nice that there's still a real person to talk to, but it's nice too knowing that you have a reference point to go back to. So definitely suggest that. I think that those who I speak to who haven't gone through it, once they do, find that all their questions are answered right there. So it's definitely really helpful.
Right. Perfect. Perfect. I
Well, I
think
don't think
that's
we have any other questions right now.
all right. If there's no other questions, we like to keep these to about a half hour, 45 minutes. So I don't want to get too much into other stuff here. I think we covered most everything except for the affiliate program. Let me do that and then we're going to wrap up. So, the affiliate program is a program that every source owl is automatically signed up for. So, you click on affiliate program, you go into this page here. And what this is there's links here. So, a good strong following on LinkedIn or Facebook, you can copy this affiliate link, and this is more to get clients. So if you get a client, you will receive 5% of that client fee. So in other words, whatever the fee is that we get, and our fees could be from 7 to 15, 18, sometimes 20,000 plus. um, percent of that fee automatically if they sign up through this link or do a demo through this link. So you could send this link, you could put this link into a Facebook post, a LinkedIn post, or what have you. Same thing with you could take these little images that we have, or a logo, or even our video, and export them to HTML or social feeds, or you can download it and use that link that we provide to you that has a direct connection to your profile that you will earn 5%. We are also in the process of creating a affiliate program for SourceOwls, so you'll be able to refer recruiters over to the platform, and if any placements, you'll get 2.5% of their placements just for giving them SourceOwls as a reference and using that specific link. Um, Completed by end of week next week, at the earliest, latest the following week. So that's completed and live on your um, platform as well. And
Yeah,
that
essentially,
concludes.
both referral programs. The payouts, from what I've been hearing, are above industry average. People are really happy with them. And of course, if you guys, a lot of our source owls have worked within talent acquisition for years and have a lot of connections. Some people just simply put somebody in touch with me as well, or my team, and we take it from there. Completely fine if that happens. If you refer somebody via phone or email, on the back end, I just go ahead and put your code in so that you get credit for that going forward and for all of those placements that are made.
Awesome. Great. Thank you everyone
If there are
for
any
joining
questions,
us.
please let us know. Yep, we appreciate your time. And also, if anybody has anything, this was very tailored for recruiters. We do have other sessions for people who are interested in being clients, or affiliates also. So please let us know if there's any interest in anything else, or if you guys have questions as you do go to sign up for the platform. And Dean, I'll let you finish it off from here.
Awesome. Thank you everyone. We appreciate support, and let us know if you have any questions on our live chat on the platform. And we hope to see some submissions from you all soon. Have a great afternoon.